And why are you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know.
Well, that was a movie.
Hello and welcome back to First Thoughts. I'm Simon, this is Justin, and today we're giving our first thoughts on Obsession, which is the, I believe, debut film by writer-director Curry Barker, who is most known for his TikToks and funny videos on social media. He is the latest of many social media influencers turned filmmakers, and this is a horror movie about a guy who makes a wish that the girl he is obsessed with would be obsessed with him, or in the exact words, love him more than anybody in the world. It's starring mostly unknowns. It's starring Michael Johnston, Indy Navarrete, Cooper Tomlinson, another TikTok guy, Megan Lawless, and has a bit part by Andy Richter. So it's a cast of mostly, to me, unknowns. I don't know. I mean, the TikTok guy I recognized. I don't think I recognized anybody else from anything other than Andy Richter, of course.
I've seen a couple of things. The main guy, Michael Johnston, was a voice actor in, but he was a small-time voice actor in those. So I didn't recognize the 47 additional voices he did in one series.
He was in Teen Wolf, but I never watched that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either, but I've heard of these shows. She was in Superman and Lois. I think that was the one. CW. Actually, maybe Batgirl 2 or Batwoman. Outside of those two, I think I watched every single one of them, so I guess I just missed her. I didn't watch 13 Reasons Why either.
Also, I thought for a second that, because at one point they call somebody, and I thought the guy on the phone was the director making a cameo, so I checked the cast, and he's not in the cast, but there is apparently, Tim Robinson had a cameo somewhere, and so I'm wondering if that was him on the phone. I don't know who he played, because it doesn't say, it just says he's a background character, but I wonder if that was him. He was in there somewhere.
Sure.
But yeah, so this is a horror movie. Not necessarily horror in the most modern sense, but it's horror in an emotionally distressing kind of way. The way that will make you very uncomfortable and think about life. Yeah. It's definitely, it's scary at times, and it definitely does, a lot of, typical what you'd expect from a horror movie moments. But I guess just what I mean by the writing of it is something so what's distressing about it to me is mostly on an emotional level rather than on a scary level.
Yeah.
And so it's emotionally horrifying, which I don't know that I've ever thought of that as a subgenre of horror before.
I think it really helps that the supernatural elements are barely there, and this just feels like it's happening to regular people.
Yeah.
It's easier to connect with. I feel like I've seen stories that got close to this, that have dealt with
similar
elements.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's a very similar setup and payoff as The Substance. Very similar.
Yeah.
Which you can kind of predict. That's not a spoiler or anything, but it's somebody has an opportunity to do something, they do it, and but there's ramifications.
Right.
And then they call somebody trying to get it undone at a certain point. All of that is pretty predictable. But outside of that, honestly, this movie, I never felt like I knew exactly where it was going to go. There was moments I did for sure. Payoff moments. But I think I'm saying this neither as a criticism nor a compliment. I don't know how I feel about it. But it felt like the scriptwriter is somebody who doesn't normally write scripts for movies.
Okay.
Because it didn't follow a typical pattern for a movie. It was kind of we're doing this. Oh, now we're doing this. Oh, now we're doing that. So this being a guy who isn't an established filmmaker kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Because the scripting wasn't following a formula, it didn't feel like. And so that's both kind of jarring as a viewer, but also kind of refreshing as a viewer. So I'm staying out of it, just saying that is a thing that this movie did. Yeah. Is that good or bad? I don't know, but it's something.
Listen, I feel like formulas are a little distracting, They
can be. They're also helpful.
They are helpful, but you tend to see them coming. And this movie, it kept me guessing. I had 5 theories at all times that could have been going on.
It was interesting, and I'm just gonna say it. I really, really, really enjoyed this movie, and I was sitting there for a while wondering how I was gonna decide if this was better or not than the drama. And then the ending honestly wasn't my favorite in that that's when it kind of felt like it unraveled a little bit with the storytelling flow, where I was like, we're doing some stuff I felt like should have happened earlier in the movie, and now we're catching up here and we're doing that, and it's kind of rushed here and there. So overall, this movie was great, but that part made me go, okay, so this isn't like perfect or anything. But other than that, I mean, it pretty much was to me. How do you feel?
This was insanely incredible, actually.
Yes. So good.
By far the best horror movie that we've seen together.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, thank God, finally.
Yeah.
Justin's seen a good horror movie. For some reason, we always discount the substance in that, because it doesn't, I guess, feel as much.
It feels way less horror. I get that it is,
Yeah.
but it feels way less horror.
Yeah, but if you're not counting that, and even if you are, it's debatable, this might be the best horror movie we've actually seen together.
Yeah. Now, I have to decide whether I like this more than the drama or not. I now need a rewatch of the drama. But
Great company,
We'll see.
regardless.
Yeah, no.
Whichever one comes out on top, which I'm going with the drama. This is still, to me, oh God, I think I'm giving it an 8.5. This was really
I am
good.
absolutely giving it an 8.5.
Oh, so fucking good. Like, we finally got, and I know this is discrediting the Filippo brothers and all, but like this, to me, feels like the first time we've had the leap from social media to filmmaker and been like, that's fucking warranted. This is worth it.
Yeah, I would never have guessed. I'd never heard of this person before. I don't know
You've seen his videos. We've watched them before.
Okay,
but
I guess
let's see
we've
if
seen
you'll
his
recognize
videos, but
his face.
I by name, not at all.
Yeah.
But my gosh, continue, my man.
Yes, absolutely.
Holy hell.
Because I feel like you're only going to get better. Because the Filippo brothers, up until this point, I would definitely say that they were the best, you know? But like, and they've made 2 pretty good movies. I like this better than both of them. No offense to them. Their movies are pretty good too. But after Chris Stuckman and Markiplier and God knows who else, I'm like, finally, somebody that deserves this exposure and this credit. Yes. This guy, Curry Barker, fucking phenomenal. Keep doing it, because, like I said, 1 or 2 hiccups in the flow of the writing. This because we're nitpicking at this point.
Yeah.
It's a fucking phenomenal movie. Like, we're comparing it to fucking the Zendaya and Robert Pattinson movie for best movie of the year so far. Like, great. Awesome. Like, you're doing really good. Keep fucking doing it. You're making the rest of us look like idiots. Thanks. I love it. But yes, you started to mention it. Indy Navarrete, who plays Nikki, the woman who is, I guess, cursed, if you will, to
Basically,
be in love
yeah.
with the lead character, who, did I mention, reminded me of Julian Smith? He really reminded me of Julian Smith.
Jesus fucking Christ, woman. God damn, you are great.
Best acting of the year so far,
Yeah,
in my
no,
opinion. Unless I'm
100%.
forgetting a performance. I thought she was fucking brilliant. Obviously, it's a low-budget horror movie. She doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting even nominated for an Oscar, let alone winning one. But she's my pick right now. If the end of the year awards were happening right now, she's my pick. She was fucking phenomenal.
It has been a long time
Okay.
since I've seen something and thought, man, I really like that actor. I'm gonna try to follow whatever they're in from now on.
You
Yes,
know, yeah.
her. Tell me she's in it. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I think the last time I did that was Florence Pugh. It's been a minute. Because back when I saw Midsommar, I was like, I don't care what she's in. I want to see whatever she's in. So it's been a minute, and I agree. I hadn't thought about it that way. But yeah. And, you know, same goes for this writer-director. I do that more often. I'll see a writer-director. I'm like, I want to see whatever you make, no matter what it is.
That kind of makes more sense. You get a little more control over that.
Yeah, I feel like that happens every year, that I'm like, oh, okay, keeping an eye out for this guy. But yeah, no, add him to the list too. Add most of this cast to... I'll be paying attention to you. Like, I'm not going to seek them out the same way. But yeah, I mean, the cast was great across the board. A very uncomfortable movie.
Insanely
Like,
cringe.
Yeah, it reminded me of Friendship,
Yeah.
which, granted, not a horror movie, but like...
No, but same level of cringe. Just in very different ways.
I can't remember... No, because it's never happened before. I've never spent more time with my eyes covered in a movie than this.
Yeah, I did turn over at one point. You're just like, oh god.
It's not like a gore thing or a horror thing. It's just I am uncomfortable with it. What is happening? It was like Friendship. Friendship was the next best, where I was just like, I can't watch this right now. So from an entertainment standpoint, this movie is practically unmatched. It was phenomenal. I had very moderate expectations coming into this. I was like, it's a TikTok guy making a movie. I thought the trailer looked fun. The concept was interesting. I'll give it a shot. I was not expecting it to be this great. It really was really great.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing
You heard about it yesterday?
Of course. Yeah, I don't remember a trailer. Yesterday you set a time for this movie, and I, for some reason, didn't just immediately go to AMC to figure out what movie was playing at this time. I instead looked through all the movies that were being released today and went, okay, I don't see A24, so let me kick descriptions now. And I whittled it down to 2 movies. This and something in the
In the Gray? Or
the burn-faced girls movie. I can't remember what it was called. It's the 2 black girls whose mother is like on her deathbed or something. It's like, you gotta go kill your dad or something.
I
Get
don't even know
revenge.
what we're talking about.
We've seen that trailer a few times.
Oh, clearly I've been
Yeah.
tuning it out.
I
Wasn't on my list.
I didn't realize it was coming out this week, but I'm like, okay, it's either gonna be that or this.
Yeah.
It was this, and
You're welcome.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I read the description, I'm like, all right, that's whatever. I don't need to look any further than this. This is, Simon picking another horror movie. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Blumhouse, right?
This is crazy though, because like, this movie is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's so aggressively cringy at times.
Yes,
Like,
in the best way.
It's like, I just don't know when I'm gonna watch this again.
Oh, I
It
already-
deserves a rewatch, but like,
I'm gonna watch this so many times, and I'll see most of it every time, because every time I'm sure I'm gonna be covering my face again.
yeah. I don't even know if my friends like horror, but I could show it to
Doesn't
them
matter.
like once.
It's a good movie.
And that'll probably be the last time. It just sunk into my chair the whole film, but it was so good.
Yeah, and we
She
had
was-
the perfect crowd for it, because we were like all talking but not too much, and so it was just a lot of like, and oh.
We
Like,
had a nice calm reaction crowd.
Yeah.
Not everybody jumping out their seats or whatever, but calm. Oh
interacting.
shit! Don't do that.
Yeah.
Get out
And just oh god, I love that, because like, we've talked about this before, where we're trained to look at when you're watching a horror movie, we are watching the back of the screen, the stuff out of focus.
Oh yeah, all the time.
All the time. So it's like we catch stuff, we see stuff before the average person does, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, there's that, and then you see it move, and I'm like, yep, there it goes. And then everybody's like, whoa, and it's like, that's fun to me. And that happened multiple times. But
Oh my gosh.
okay, here's one criticism I can levy at this film.
Okay.
And it's a light one, but the Philippou brothers did this too. There was a trend that started in the, I guess, elevated horror genre, which this is elevated-ish. I forget where it started. Maybe it was Blumhouse, because I feel like I saw it in like the Slender Man movie first, but maybe it's been around longer than that. So it's been around for a little bit, where there's a trend of people hurting or killing themselves by smashing their own face in, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's a trend that it's been overdone, that now when people do it, it's cliche and silly. And this movie did it a little bit, and I was like, you're a fan of that trope, I guess. And I was like, it kind of felt like a little disappointing that they did that, considering how great the rest of the movie was. I was like, I guess maybe you could say, oh, we're paying homage to something, but it's homage to something from a decade ago, not a long time ago. And so it just kind of felt like you missed the trend, but you wanted to do it still. So that tiny criticism from a horror fan that I was like, didn't love that. And then, like I said, a couple of nitpicks with the writing as far as flow and structure. But we're coming down to nitpicking. So, like I said, I'm comfortable giving this at least an 8. I would probably give it an 8.5. First thoughts, it's hard to do that, but I really enjoyed this movie.
I mean, I feel rock solid on that 8. 8.5 probably still, but I feel guaranteed needs that 8. Yeah, rock solid on that 8. Rock
I am
solid.
rock hard
I am,
giving this movie an 8.5.
Listen, full masted 8, okay?
Yeah, I don't. Come on now. We both know it's not true. Come on, 8.5. More like 12. Okay,
Damn straight.
Gay. Damn gay. Clearly, the main character is based off of the writer-director. Very similar. He reminded me a lot of him, the director. And so it's like, this is probably based in personal experience and then just taking it in a horror direction. But it's like, it's so relatable in that, like, that, well, this may surprise some of you viewers. We weren't the most popular middle school and high schoolers. And so it's like, when you have that, like, unrequited love situation, you do wish for things you don't mean all the time. And it's like, that's such a fun thing. And yes, it's not the most original. We've all had thoughts like that. But it was just a really fun execution of a really fun and relatable idea, I thought.
No, I definitely get that. It's just, it's been too many genie TV shows over the years.
Yeah.
And movies and stuff. I'm trained to not
Wishes
trust
are
wishes.
not going to go well. But
Yeah.
the funny thing, and maybe I should say this for spoilers, but I'm going to say it, they don't outright say it because it's not important to the plot. So I'm not spoiling anything important. But like, they don't outright say it, but they heavily hint at. It's not that like the wishes are corrupt like a genie and will try to make themselves bad in some way. It's really just down to how you word it.
Yeah.
Because multiple people seem to have their wishes and are completely content and happy with them.
Yeah.
That was funny to me.
Without saying too much, there was one point where I thought, oh, this is going to go really, really bad.
And it didn't.
No, just perfectly fine. Just seems like, oh, he screwed up.
Yeah.
The main character. I mean.
You're just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-centered piece of shit.
Yep.
Which you do see, and that's something that maybe people will criticize, is like the character is relatable at times and then also pushes past the point of relatability at other times. But I'm like, the movie is about, I mean, it's kind of about a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
No, he is a definitive piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have no real blame on him for the situation starting.
But how he reacted to it.
Yeah, that was bad.
And we're getting into spoilers.
Yeah.
So, thank you for watching. If you liked this review, please leave a like. Also, don't forget to share, subscribe. If you don't want anything spoiled, you should click away, go watch it. Please do. If this remotely sounds like a movie you'd enjoy, I guarantee you will. Don't hold me to that. Don't sue me. It's not legally
okay.
binding.
Not me.
Then you can come back and we can talk about it then. But don't forget to, like I said, like, share, all of that. It does help. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. So, yeah. Because, so, like, the initial wish, it's very plausible, very relatable, very understandable that you're like, man, I just wish this girl was obsessed with
You don't
me.
expect the little novelty wish thing to be real. So I have no problem with that.
And the wording of it, like, I wish she loved me more than anybody in the world. It's like, I feel like we probably could have just stuck with I wish she was obsessed with me, would have been easier, but I think they probably were trying to make him less bad sounding, but like, to just go like, man, I wish she was obsessed with me, would have worked just fine. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't think either one really changes it to me.
It just rolls off the tongue a little bit better than,
More
golly
than
gee, I just
anyone
wish
else in the
that she
world.
loved me more than anybody else in the world did. Bam. Yeah, we're nitpicking again. So, yeah, but then the reaction to it of like knowing what he has to do to fix it, and I mean, granted, either counter wishing it, which that was the part that annoyed me. It took him way too long to think of that.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
would have been my first fucking thought.
The immediate instinct I would have had once I realized it was real would have been go back to that store and get another one.
And that's why I was like, this writing felt out of order. And I was
Little
like,
bit,
this should
little
have been fixed, but nitpicking. And then the other option is, and it's said multiple times, suggested by multiple people, to just kill yourself.
Yeah.
And then also, at a certain point, she is begging, because she's only ever, Nikki is the character's name, she's only ever actually herself, Nikki, when she's asleep. And so she has bad dreams, quote unquote, because it's her being in hell, and she's seeing that in her dreams. And also, she's able to talk in her sleep, and she is begging him to please just kill her.
Yeah.
And so it's like, at that point, I wouldn't have killed her, but I would have killed myself by this point, or done the wish thing.
Yeah.
And even when he does finally decide to do the wish thing, he executes it so poorly, so fucking poorly. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, with his friend Ian going like, I wish I had $1 million thing.
Billion.
Or billion, whatever. $1 billion. Understandable, like, you knew that was going to go wrong because he wasn't going to believe him. But, like, it was obvious from the jump, get her to unwish it or counter-wish it because she will do whatever you ask her to do because she's obsessed with you. And he never does that. He thinks about doing it and then doesn't do it.
Yeah, and I get that, but the more and more I see her interacting with him, it seems like she listens up to a point.
Up to a point, that's fair.
Only up until it starts to counteract her love. She doesn't feel he loves her anymore. She feels he wants to get away from her. She stops listening exactly and just goes psycho.
Dude,
I don't know if he could have gotten her.
I loved her so much. And it wasn't even just her. She was great, but the editing around, constantly putting her in reverse was such an effective editing tool.
Oh my gosh.
Because it made her start her motion, like, or actually at the end of her motion, so much more sudden. It was just fun. Like, I mean, maybe they overdid it just a tad. We did it a lot. But, like, it was effective every
Honestly,
time.
I didn't think it was too much.
Yeah. And I really just enjoyed that. And her the smiling, and the scene where she was like pissing herself, they held on her face smiling like so hard she was making herself cry for so long.
Oh my god.
And that's a scene, like, that's a sort of acting thing that, like, when Mia Goth did it, it created a whole fandom around Mia Goth, who is now an extremely famous actress. And it's like, this girl just did it too, and I liked her version even more, honestly. And it's like, man, she was so good. The writing for her was so much fun because, like, you kind of knew, of course, she's going to be obsessed too much and it's going to get bad.
Yeah, I mean, that
like,
just has to.
But how? And then the way they did it, I was like, that's how. And, like, you know, eventually she was going to kill Sarah. Like, that was just obvious.
That's super obvious.
But it was still fun.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't see the first half of it because I was just sleeping, waiting for it to happen. I was just like, I knew the second she texted, I was like, well, we knew long before that she was going to die, but, like, we knew the second she texted, like, this is the scene she's going to die.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because she's like, if you don't come to me, I'm coming to you. It's like, oh, okay. You just, this is happening either way.
Right. And then, literally, I turned to you, he sits in the car, and she says, I just want to talk, and I turned to you, and I was like, good, because in 2 minutes you're going to be dead. And it was about 2 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. But
literally, it's like, it's just at one point, the focus of the camera is just directly on their faces inside the car without showing the rest of the window.
Yeah.
And then they turn the angles a bit at one point, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. Next minute, she's coming through. When are we having it? Oh my gosh! As soon as they go to open the letter.
Yeah.
But oh man.
That's one of those things where you're not mad when it's predictable because it's building. It's not predictable like, oh, bad writing. It's predictable in building anticipation for something that you're dreading, and it's wonderfully done.
And then how they did it too.
Yes,
because I knew she would die. I thought she might get stabbed or something.
Shoot her or stab her.
Yeah,
those were my two thoughts.
A brick in your face
repeatedly.
It's like 50
until
strikes.
You don't have a face.
Oh my god!
And then I'm gonna strip you naked. And tie you up in a chair. Even though you're already dead.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tie you up anyway.
I was.
And then I'm gonna take a Sharpie and copy your tattoos on my body so I look like you. And I'm gonna wear your clothes. That was fun. That was really fun.
Oh my gosh!
What a movie.
But yeah, I don't think he could have gotten her to make the wish. I definitely would have tried.
Yeah, you gotta try though.
Thinking I could have commanded her or something.
That would have been my guess was that he was gonna try and then she was gonna wish. What ends up happening is she wishes that he would be just as obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And I thought that was gonna happen though. And then instead, no, he pussies out and then he goes into the bathroom, locks himself in the bathroom, which was a funny scene. There's a lot of great comedy interspliced with the horror without making it not scary still. Not that it's the scariest of the movie, but it's, it doesn't ruin the moment by being funny. There's a lot of horror movies that do, and this didn't. It was hilarious at times. Like, so she's banging on the door, and he's like, I'll be out in 2 seconds, and she immediately says, okay, and walks away. It's like, it's just really well done. But anyway, he then tries to kill himself like 3 different times.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did we opt for this? Why didn't we go with because the plan all along was, or for the last few scenes was, to get her to wish that he had never made a wish.
Right.
And I'm like, at this point now, Sarah's dead, Ian's dead, like, that's the only way to, like, you can't just say, I wish she wasn't obsessed with me. That wouldn't fix half of the problems. So the only way to fix it is to start completely over. And if this wasn't a horror movie, it would have, and we would have all been happy. But it's a horror movie, so we can't have a happy ending. And so he doesn't wish it. But like I said, I thought he was going to try to make her, and then she'd be like, no, and do her own wish. But no, instead she just gets bored, finds it while he's stuck in the bathroom, and then you hear the snap. And I'm like, yep, and now he's obsessed with her.
See, I definitely should have caught on that she was just going to make her own wish at some points. I definitely thought he pushed the issue a bit more with her.
Should have.
But, like, the whole movie, ever since I heard it was either kill her or kill you, the whole movie, I've been wavering between, is he gonna kill her? Is he gonna kill himself?
I knew he was
Would
gonna
it be
die the whole
better
time.
to kill her? I kind of figured either way they both gotta go.
Yeah.
The way I'm thinking it, all right, if you can...
Actually, the funny thing is, I was teetering between the two options of he's going to kill himself or he's going to be doomed to be with her forever, also obsessed with her. And funny enough, we got both because he was doomed to that, except for he killed himself.
Yeah.
And so I was like, both of those. Yes, correct.
I do think it would have been funnier if they could have saved him in the end. And then,
Yeah, she gives him CPR or something.
And then they're together forever.
Yeah.
That would have been wild.
But it is the most possible. It's the worst ending possible, and I mean that as a compliment, to have him die. The wishes aren't overturned. Every friend is dead because of her. She's the one who's killed everybody.
Yeah.
And now she is herself again.
Yep.
Because now she has to live with the memory of killing them.
Yep.
Even though she didn't want to do it, and her life is fucking over.
And I figured we would get there. I figured that he would die. Well, I figured that if he died, because I still wasn't sure which way they were going to go. And I figured if he died, that she was going to immediately just kill herself.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it.
Yeah.
She had the gun. She had the opportunity. Because I'm like, the way I see it, you know what you've done.
Yeah.
You didn't mean it, but like, who the fuck else is going to believe you?
Oh, dude.
You better hope the police force has some people that understand these psychics or whatever, these mystics. Because otherwise, you're just going to go down for a double murder. You've got the gunshot residue.
Triple, maybe. I don't know if you can pin him on her because
might
he
be able
poisoned
to.
himself. But like, if she already committed double
Yeah.
homicide, I'm gonna be looking at those pills a little suspiciously, you know. But
Either
dude,
that or it's a Romeo and Juliet feels wrong, but like that's kind of how it felt like it was going to go in the very end. But like
Yeah, I
they're
did
together
for a
doing the
second
murders and then
wonder if it was gonna do the Romeo
Yeah.
and Juliet where she would kill herself too. But I was never really committed to that idea. But you know what I forgot about until just now? That was like my favorite part of the movie. Sent actual chills down my arms, which granted happens at a lot of horror movies, but it did it. Was so he calls the hotline, completely unhelpful.
oh yeah.
The guy is not helpful at all, which it's hilarious. And so he was like, do you want to cancel your wish? And he's like, no, I want to alter it. He's like, we don't really do that. And he's like, not at all. And he's like, no, once you make the wish, it's a wish. And he's like, okay, well, fine. I want to cancel it. He's like, you want to submit a cancel request? Yes. You can't do that. You just said I could. No, I didn't. I was predicting what you were asking for. Well, I want to do it. You can't. Sorry. And he's like, well, what am I supposed to do? He's like, what did you wish for? He's like, she's obsessed with me. He's like, well, I think it's your obligation to, take care of her then. If she really likes you, take care of her. He's like, hey, she doesn't, though. And he's like, well, I mean, just because you wished for it doesn't mean it's not real. Maybe she does like you. And he's like, no, I don't think so. He's like, well, do you want to ask her? And he's like, what? And then you just start hearing her screaming in the background of the phone
God.
call. He's like, here, you can talk to her. He's like, oh my God. So this guy's like in hell or whatever this other
Got a
realm
connection
is.
to it, yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, that just made that so much more interesting. I was like, that was fucking great. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And it's just, that was fun. That was a moment that's like, see, that's good horror.
Yeah.
You can just say something that's fucking scary. It reminded me of, I think it was Smile, the first Smile film.
Hello?
This is First Line Security. May I have your name and the passcode?
Rose Cotter, Acapulco.
Ma'am, we've detected a door alarm.
Yeah, the back door of my house is open.
Are you alone in the house, ma'am?
Yes.
Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure you haven't let something inside, Rose? Look behind you.
Oh, God, that was one of my favorite horror movies ever. And it's like, when you can just make something scary just by saying something, it's like, we don't need the big flashy imagery in your face. And this has a couple of moments where it's like, the twitchy movement and the smashing yourself in the face.
Yeah.
Smashing through the window is probably the closest we got to a jump scare. And that was all fine and good. But like, when you can just make something scary just by saying something, that's the horror I like. That's the horror I really like. But it's also another trend of not just like TikTok people or YouTubers or whoever. It's also comedians making comedy. Why are comedians comedians making comedy? Yeah, no, comedians making horror. Why is that? I mean,
I have no idea. They're all insanely drawn to it.
yeah.
It seems to be working out, but
Yeah,
they're all
keep doing
insanely
it, guys.
drawn to it.
I think it's just like, usually comedians are like tortured souls or something.
That's fair.
So it's just a different outlet for their trauma, I guess.
I gotta be taken seriously now.
I don't know.
It's time for horror.
I don't
Plus,
know.
they'll let me be creative,
Yeah.
fun.
And you know what, mate? We did it. We saw a good horror movie together. Woo! Other than The Substance, which we don't count for some reason. Woo! Anyway, I think we're done. I mean, it's a great movie. We could keep talking about it, but we'll just be repeating ourselves at this point.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see it. And yeah, support these guys. They need to make more movies. They really do. Unless the next one sucks. So don't make the next one suck. If you do, we'll immediately cut off all support. Thanks for watching, guys. Please let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Also, don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe, and follow us on TikTok where we post sometimes. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.